And also breaking this morning, 6:04 now, the search for the gunman who was accused of shooting and killing a teenager just going home from work in Philadelphia. Police say the 16-year-old was gunned down right in front of his twin sister. Eyewitness News reporter Wakiesha Bailey is joining us live from the scene in Oak Lane this morning with the latest on that investigation. This has just got to be devastating for that family. Wakiesha, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Janelle. You know, it's never easy to tell these stories, and as you mentioned,
it's never easy to tell these stories. I can't tell. Y'all was boo-hooing and editorializing and giving op-eds off the cuff, off the script, all during the summer of Floyd and the Blackistanian spring. Wakiesha, I'd never heard y'all go off script and talk about something need to change according to this. Y'all stick to the script with these.
With the latest on that investigation, this has just got to be devastating for that family. Wakiesha, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Janelle. You know, it's never easy to tell these stories, and as you mentioned, especially for the family to have to continue to walk out their door and relive what happened just last night. As you mentioned, that gunman, those two gunmen, they actually gunned down that 16-year-old right here outside of the home. Now, the sister was able to escape and go back in the house, and right now police are just searching through surveillance video trying to figure out exactly who these suspects are. Now, here's some scene from last night's shooting. Police tell us that they responded to reports of a shooting in the 200 block of East Ferriston Drive. When they arrived, they found a 16-year-old boy laying on the sidewalk in front of his home. His twin sister tells homicide detectives they just wrapped up work at a nearby McDonald's around 10 p.m. and they took a Lyft ride home. As they were getting out of the car, they were met with gunfire. Now,
okay, so what probably happened was mistaken identity. Something like that happens very commonly in Philadelphia and other urban cities. Mistaken identity. There was a case, I didn't get to cover it, I think in March or April, where two, hard-working entrepreneur brothers were gunned down by some Sun teens, just going to take a ride, just leaving out the house, going to take the other guy home. Two buddies that just, they just was, just out here, just living their lives. Best of friends. Good brothers. And, all right, man, I'm turning in for the night. Man, I'll give you a ride home. Go to the car. Some Sun teens saw them, pulled up, sprayed them. Thought they were some ops. That happens a lot in cities like Philadelphia and Chicago. A lot. So I'm thinking this could have been that, or maybe something happened at the job and, got into words with another coworker or another Sun teen or something. But I pretty much think that this one may have been mistaken identity, because Uber and Lyft, those are just regular cars. The Sun teens that are patrolling the hoods. Oh, you didn't know Sun teens are patrolling a lot of these neighborhoods, riding around, looking for people to shoot? Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, okay. Well, the Sun teens that were patrolling this neighborhood, looking for people to shoot. Ops, carjackers, whatever they're gonna do, but however they're gonna end up shooting somebody. But it's a myriad of ways. But they're rolling around, riding around, and they saw this car, and they probably was like, "Oh snap! Who's that getting out the car? Oh snap!" That, and it's that simple. It ain't no conspiracy. The powers that be, the Illuminati, CIA, the dumping guns, none of that. Something very simple.
his twin sister tells homicide detectives they just wrapped up work at a nearby McDonald's around 10 p.m. and they took a Lyft ride home. As they were getting out of the car, they were met with gunfire. Now, once again, the girl was able to escape into her home, but her brother didn't.
Due to the fact that this 16-year-old was hit multiple times, over 10 times, in his head, his chest, and his back. It appears that he was clearly the intended target due to the fact that he was struck so many times by gunfire.
Now, from that, you can take that piece of evidence and maybe say that it was targeted. Yeah, I believe he was targeted. It could have been a mistaken identity, or could have been the ops. Could have been, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Working. And these kids don't have to be like drug dealers, moving weight, or in a gang. All they got to do is say something slick on social media. Or take a picture with somebody who got some beef and post it on social media. Or make a rap song. Or look at somebody funny. Or be from a neighborhood. It's not a lot you got to do to be a target. You don't have to be like, you don't have to get fronted 20 keys and then run off on the plug. It's not that serious. Anything can get you whacked out in these streets, especially when you're in his age group. 16 in Philadelphia.
Due to the fact that this 16-year-old was hit multiple times, over 10 times, in his head, his chest, and his back, it appears that he was clearly the intended target due to the fact that he was struck so many times by gunfire.
And police retrieved a semi-automatic gun from the scene and outside the home. We did see a McDonald's bag, and police tell us that they interviewed multiple co-workers along with the shift manager, and there was no altercations at work prior to the shooting. And once again, police, they were out here scouring the area, looking at surveillance video and hopefully coming up with the lead as to who these suspects are.
So now there was a gun retrieved from the scene. So did the ops drop the gun, or did he drop the gun, or did somebody? I don't know. But there's a period between the incident and when the police show up on the scene, or sirens sound, because that's when dudes start running. Dudes start running when the sirens start sounding. They really start running as soon as they get in there as much shots as they think they're necessary. But if not, they definitely gonna run when you flee the scene when they hear sirens in the distance. So there was a gun found at the scene. I don't know who that belonged to. Wouldn't be surprised if it belonged to the victim. Wouldn't be surprised if it belonged to the shooters.
The family of a murdered Chicago woman is once again asking for your help. Tonight, new footage could bring her killers to justice.
You say new footage could bring her killers to justice. Well, listen, man. Where I'm from, all the little homies wearing hoodies and masks all day long. Thanks to your mandate. The ones who not, they almost like, it's almost stupid to not wear one. Because it's part of their, it's like this whole thing, this whole pandemic has made them so much more bold. And one of the reasons that things that's emboldened them, other than all the other aspects that I mention on all the time, the criminal justice system catering to them, the prosecutors catering to them, the judges catering to them, the police being defunded, the activism. Other than all that is the fact that they can walk around seemingly anonymous. When you're 16 and you got on a mask, you think you're not getting caught. You're not thinking that deep, like, oh, they may be able to check from our. You're 16, you're 17, you're 15. That's how old these kids are that are going around murdering people. They literally think they're 100% anonymous with these masks on in their childlike minds. And I'm not giving them any excuse. But it's very interesting that they're leaving out 100% leaving out the race of these guys. This is not even playing into the story one bit. And if it was the other way around, I'd be doing this story from a CNN clip or MSNBC clip or CBS nightly news clip. I wouldn't be doing it from the local Fox affiliate, but they would definitely be talking about that aspect of it if the roles were reversed.
The family of a murdered Chicago woman is once again asking for your help tonight. New footage could bring her killers to justice.
Hard to eat, hard to wake up, hard to sleep, hard to work, hard to do anything.
Jose de la Garza is missing his 18-year-old daughter, Azul, murdered on September 25th in the 5400 block of South Ayers, and what so far is an unsolved case. But today, police releasing new video of the 3 people wanted in her murder. Take a close look at this video. Azul de la Garza was sitting in a parked car when she was shot and killed. She had spent the day with her mom and had just bought a Halloween costume. The successful wrestler and artist was to start at the School of the Art Institute on a scholarship this fall. Police want to talk to these 3 suspects believed to be between 16 and 23 years old.
Not for nothing, 2 of those kids are on burritos. And of course, one's a son man. Not for nothing, we do have to mention that. But just look at these kids. This is a dangerous trio. You might see this if you live in the city. You might see these kids, this trope of youngsters 10, 20, 30 times a day as you like go pick up your kids, go to the grocery store, take your dog for a walk, whatever. Riding, driving. And one thing about this group is that they're very dangerous. Okay? Extremely dangerous. And like I always talk about, when you enter the son into the equation, that's when you have killings like this where somebody, this girl probably never even met those guys before. People get killed by people they don't know. I promise you that's not the way it usually happens. I'd love to know the numbers on the number of killings, people getting killed by people they don't know. With all the increased carjackings, and then the carjackings turn violent, go off, and then and all that, the robberies and they go botched, home invasions, and all these different crimes in which people are encountering people that they don't know in situations that are becoming increasingly more and more deadly. But this girl right here, a wrestler, probably a great student, she's gone because of Larry, Moe, and Curly here.
Police want to talk to these 3 suspects believed to be between 16 and 23 years old.
I just would like to say that whatever families that these kids belong to, do the right thing and turn them in. Let them face the charges that they're facing without any more heartbreak towards their own families. Because I know these guys live with somebody. They have a mom and a dad. Somebody takes care of these kids.
Police hope someone recognizes and turns them in. Until then, Azul de la Garza's sister has a message for them.
I hope that you are having trouble sleeping at night like I am. So please do the right thing and turn yourself in.
I really don't have any words for them except just why. Why would you take Azul? Such a beautiful soul.